Greetings to you all, fellow Wonderlandians. I'm Overlord and welcome to my Wonderland. Today I thought we'd go through and look at some new figure releases, announcements, and teasers. Now, obviously there's way too many for me to go through every single one, and of course, Wonder Festival had a few, and then we had other companies doing their own thing on the side. As I'm sure you've overheard many times, it was a little confusing, so I thought I'd draw out some of the figures I thought that looked interesting and also the ones I am super keen to get. Disclaimer, this is just my personal thoughts on these figures. Even if I do not like a particular design, I always try to at least approach it with an open mind. That being said, let's get started. The first figure set I would like to look at is the Boku no Hero Academia animal set by Kotobukiya. Now, I saw a lot of comments, people like, what is this? And when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is a little interesting. But the more I look at it, I think it's super adorable. And the animals that they've chosen for the characters, like, it's so bizarre. But I'm looking at their expressions and I'm seeing the characters portrayed really well. Obviously, Froppy is that's probably the easiest one to do. And yes, I do agree with whoever made that meme. They do look like the texture of croutons, I won't lie. But otherwise, I think it's a super cute set and I love the animals' faces that look so close to it. It's a scream, honestly. I do not collect My Hero Academia. I've watched, I'm pretty sure, the first season and majority of the second season, and I do need to catch up. I do have favourite characters, even though my only favourite character in this allotment is Froppy there. But yes, I do not have space at the moment. They're weird, but they're super adorable. I'd be interested to see what these are like when they come out. Not that I'll be getting them though, but still. Thought there was a funny addition. No one asked for it, but the same token, it's one of those things where if I collected the series, I'll be like, I didn't ask for this, but I do kind of want it. Anyway, moving on. Next figure I wanted to have a look at is the Paya Pro Characters Hatsune Miku SBM figure Bitter Patissier by Sega. And yes, this has been announced a little bit before the event, but I just still want to have a look at it because the teaser artwork for it is absolutely gorgeous. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this might have been a fan art originally, that they loved design so much that they decided to make it into a figure, but I could also be wrong. But it's just an absolutely gorgeous design, and anything to do with Miku and cake is gonna be an absolute must. The tights are beautiful, I love the colour scheme. Oh, and the little batter, the chocolate feel, and even the chocolate drops and the curls. I just hope they get the hair colour right. I feel what makes or breaks a Miku figure for me these days is if the hair looks too bland, or they haven't captured the artistic style in the sculpt finish. Or the eyes, I have to admit. I've seen a lot of Miku prize figures that have really weird eyes at the moment, and it's kind of prevented me from buying them, which is, I guess it's good, I have more space, but then also sad if I really do love the design. AKA, for reference, the Red Riding Hood Miku. I really wanted to get it, but I just can't because to me she just looks like she's cross-eyed, and I just can't get over that. So, yeah, anyway. Next on the list, we got the sculpted prototype of the Paya Pro Characters Hatsune Miku 17th birthday 2021 Pretty Rabbit version by Sprittle Wing. And oh, I was super pumped when I saw the artwork, and now that I see it in its completed prototype, I am pumped more than ever. I knew I was gonna have to get this, and now it is a definite tick must. I love how they've done the hair. That was the thing that I thought would have been really tricky. The colours, I love the base. Yeah, the colours was going to be the be-all and end-all of this figure, and I think she looks absolutely stunning. I love all the rabbit references, of course, anything like Cake Sweets, Alice in Wonderland, and the cute little plush that's on her dress there as well. This is going to be a must-have. And I still haven't got my Cake Miku from last year, but I'm sure she's on the way, but oh man, I can't wait to get her. Absolutely stunning. Instant pre-order. Next figure is the Boku no Hero Academia Toga Himiko 1/7 by Sprittle. And let me just say, if I wasn't tempted to get My Hero Academia characters before, I am completely entranced and tempted to get this one. I'm still growing on her character, but then I still haven't seen the arc I think it goes a little bit more into her backstory, I think, you know, when you see her full potential of her powers. But I have to watch it. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. I will get there. But this figure is just, everything about it ticks all my boxes. It'll be interesting to see the colours. But you got obviously real chain. The pose is completely toga. That face is just so epic. It's beautifully epic. Killer Girl and the base. I know a lot of people have been hearing like, yes, just for that base, but like the whole pose, her face, the clothing, the chains. You know I love my chains as well, and the base. This might break it for me. I might dive into getting my first Boku no Hero Academia character depending how this one turns on. I'll try to resist the temptation, but if anything, this would break it. Now, talking of breaking rules, okay, so I've tried to cut myself from getting characters from a specific series just because then I'll have to collect a little bit more and space is a little bit of an issue right now, which is a little bit until I can work out. I still got to renovate a room, but that's not going to be until a while for some extra space. But I broke my rule, so I started from a new series and it's of course Evangelion, which is really hard because there's so many figures from there. Now what broke it was this Masato Pen Gal series by Mega House. I absolutely adore my Death Note boys made by Mega House. Seeing this of my favorite character from Evangelion with also little Pen, I'm like, this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I didn't include in my pre-order videos because I was trying not to get this, but then I just ended up still pre-ordering her because it's so gorgeous and I didn't want to lose the opportunity of getting her as well as Pen. So there you go, I've got my first Evangelion figure and fingers crossed I stay strong, even though, I might still have to get a Ray, you know, with long hair. But that's another question, we'll get onto that later. Now, I still wanted to include this just because in case any of you don't know, because I know I do have a few fellow Albedo fans in the audience. And that is the Overlord 4 Albedo Corthol figure knit one-piece version by Taito. Yes, she is getting her first prize figure. Yes, okay, it is sad she doesn't have her wings. This is like a human version of her, but she still has her horns. But still, I will be definitely picking this up because I think she's gorgeous. She does seem a bit similar to the Sobin version that I have, as far as the dress design and the fact it's like kind of a knit as well. But it's still different enough and adorable enough that I still would love to pick this up. Maybe I should make my own wings for her. Let me know if you'd like to see that as a video, or like a little tutorial, maybe how to make your own wings for her. But I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and I was so surprised to see them actually doing a prize figure of her. I tell you what though, fingers crossed, please, if you can make the rest of the cast, everyone else, please. I want my Bug Girl and Zabaz. Not to mention, can you imagine Ainz? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Too good to be true, but one has hope. I'll have hope for us all. Next is another sculpt teaser, and this is another Albedo, Overlord Albedo 1/7 by Fat Company. And it's I think they said it's like the ending version, and I am super keen to see how this one goes. Her face, I don't think they've taken that good of a picture to get her face angle, but I still think it looks balanced. I love the base, the look of her wings, and how she's looking up, I think has a lot of potential. I'll have to see the finished prototype, but I still think I might have to pick this one up. We'll see, but yeah, no, the wings have just sold it for me. The hair too. We'll have to see how Fat Company pulls it off. Thus far, I think it looks gorgeous, and it definitely has a lot of epic potential. So hopefully we can get a fully painted prototype soon. And next, would you know, it's another Albedo. They are absolutely killing it. I have to say before ahead of time, but not only all the Albedos, but there's some other figures too. I feel like most years I see maybe all 1 or 2 or maybe 1 to 5 figures that I'm like, okay, this is a must. But this year, it's gonna break me. I feel like the characters I love have been targeted, and I love that, but in the same token, my poor Wallet-kun, I'm sorry, we'll have to work out some sort of arrangement. But at least these are prototypes, so I still have time to save up, because look at this version. This is the ending version. Overlord Albedo 1/7 ending version by Sprittle. Now, I've been loving what Sprittle has been doing, so I have absolute high hopes for this. And look at this! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The frame, the absolutely gorgeous wing, and her hair just sprawled out graciously. And you've got the kind of rose thorn that is entangling her with the rose. Oh, she is just... I do love lying down figures with awesome hair and that. I think the ones that I mostly have that I love are Shana ones, but still, it's difficult if they're lying down flat like the Madoka ones that you need to put on the frame. But this is a completely different level of detail and grace. Instant pre-order, honestly. The sculpt looks amazing. I don't think I even need to see the paint job. The sculpt just looks that beautiful. Oh my goodness. I can't wait until this is a pre-order. I'm at this stage, I know I'm gonna have I already have half a cabinet full of Albedo, and I think she's gonna have to have a whole cabinet now. She is dedicated to her because she's just such a beautiful character, and they're releasing so many figures of her, which I'm sorry, I know I would also love the other characters as well, but still I can't hate if they keep releasing more beautiful Albedo figures. And these past two just look absolutely on point to I want to see Albedo. If anything though, I just want to see another 1/4 scale of her in her original outfit that's better, because that one by Furio just does not take the cake for me, unfortunately. Just for the price too. If it was a bit cheaper, even with my concerns, I might consider getting it, but for that price point, it's a hard pass just because, you know, I want to spend money on other things. Anyway, moving on, and it's another Overlord character, but it's not Albedo. Even though I would have adored them in their original outfit, it's the Overlord Albedo Fiora Soap-In version, Union Creative International Ltd. And so I saw the sculpted version of this, and now they've released the pre-painted version. Even though it's meant to be from the same series as like Albedo, I'm a little bit sad that they didn't make Albedo an epic base in comparison, because you also have the Narbel version, and that I really would love to get that, but it's just price-wise, it's a little bit of a gamble at the moment. But I'm still on the lookout for her, so see her for a good price, let me know. But otherwise, this I think is absolutely adorable. The base is a bit, I don't know if I would want it to look that lively, but at the same token, I love the character's sculpt and colouring, which I think looks adorable, and the Shaltier ball just looks absolutely hilarious, so definitely have to pick this up just to add to the Soap-In collection. But it does give me hope I will be able to get more of the figures in the future, because how can they do one without the other twin? You just can't. Next, we got the Paya Pro characters Hatsune Miku Prisma Wing by Prime Studio, 1/7 scale, and I think this character looks gorgeously smug, is one word for it. She's sitting on like a little alcohol beverage fridge, and I love the outfit. Very simple but graceful, and how her hair's going. It's kind of like on the fence of whether to get this, and I still am. She's beautiful, but it's just where to put her. I mean, she probably won't fit in with my cake section, because that's kind of like cakes on fireworks in a way, because it's kind of crazy, everyone's jumping all full colour. Maybe I need a bit more of a more serious Miku shelf. We'll see how we go, but I do absolutely love the design of this figure, even though I do love how her hair's flowing like this. But I do think if it was just going straight down with a more serious look, you know, following gravity a little bit more, and of course that's wind, that might have worked more with a serious vibe. Either or though, I think it's a gorgeous figure, and I definitely would pre-order it if I wasn't contemplating space at the moment. Next, and we haven't got over the Overlord Barry yet, and we've got another Soap-In version. Oh my goodness, how do I say her name again? Lapis Regina? Beta? 1/8 scale, Soap-In version by Alta. And oh my goodness, she looks so epic. One of the more epic maids as well, and I love her little hat with like the little ears. This piece looks absolutely epic. Would be an instant pre-order, the base and everything. So, as well as another soldier to add to Ain's army. But yes, I adore her design, and with her weapon there as well, the pose, the base, and the overall feel, definitely a 10 out of 10. This would be an instant pre-order. Moving on, And this is the other Evangelion figure I'm very tempted to get. My second favorite character is Rei, and this is Precious Gem by Mega House. And what really sold me on this, I've always been tempted to get a Rei figure because I think she's just gorgeous and I just love her character. Even though I still need to watch, I've watched the original series, I just need to watch the films though. Really need to. I really want to because I'm keen to see different variations in the endings and etc. Anyway, but what really drew me to this is her hair. This is something I didn't think I needed. I'm like, okay, I love Rei, tempted to get figures, but I'll just hold off. When I saw her with her long hair design, I was just like, oh no! I absolutely love it! This is so gorgeous! I'm gonna have to... And now that I've got Misato, I feel like I'm gonna have to get this too, because it's from the same series. So, and you look at her prototype sculpt and it's like, oh yeah. But then you look at the finished paint job and the base too. It's a more simple figure, not as dynamic, but I think she looks absolutely gorgeous. And that hair, you know how I feel about gorgeous hair, that hair is to die for. So I'm holding off at the moment, but I feel like I might be pre-ordering her later on. Temptation is just too strong. Another interesting figure, I love the artwork. This is a bit of a naughty figure, I might add. This is original character, Native Rocket Boy, and I just love the bunny circus vibe here. Now, obviously, I'd hope to have the center area covered, and I'm not too sure about... I don't know if I'd get this, but I just wanted to talk about it for a second because I think the design looks absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like if they pull off the colors and the sculpt very beautifully and the pose, it would be very tempting for myself, and oh man, I just love the design. It looks so gorgeous and cheeky, but at the same token not too cheeky, but I don't know, hopefully it's not. Okay, so it is a cast off. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're tempted to get it if they have a version of it where it isn't cast off, you know how you can choose. So we'll see how we go with that one. I really do love the design, it's super cute. The next figure I would love to talk about is the Vocaloid Hatsune Miku 1/7 Gaishan is it Liu Shu version? Sorry if I messed that up, I definitely did. By Good Smile Company, and wow, she is absolutely stunning. I love the base and her hair becoming the water flowing down. So that's the gravitational pull I really was thinking would work with the other figure really well because it had that realistic feel, even though this has a completely different feel about it. Fantasy, sort of fae, almost fairy-like, elven-like. Absolutely gorgeous, and I love how she has the instrument there. I'm not sure what it's exactly called. And you have that little water fairy that's around her finger. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I would get it, but I'm just not sure what I would have it with at the moment. I don't really have any sort of Miku figures that would fit with this one. So that does make me sad because she is gorgeous. I would love to get her, but I just can't find a reason to get her at the moment, apart from her being gorgeous, obviously, but I have to be selective or this is going to be really difficult. Otherwise, you know, you just try to buy everything, and obviously that is impossible. But gorgeous figure, gonna highly recommend it. I also love the color of her hair. Is just beautiful. Looking at the next figure that I think is going to be interesting, and this is still just a artwork. Can't say the beginning of it. They're tacked up. The Destiny Prisma Wing by Prime One Studio. Anything to do with tea, obviously. You've got that epic circus Alice in Wonderland feels. You've got this beautiful red dress. I just think the artwork looks absolutely stunning, and I'll have to see the finished piece, of course, but I think this figure, definite beauty. So recommend if you're interested, keep a keen eye out on that one. Moving on to the next figure, and it's a Fire Emblem figure. Blythe, I believe. 1/7 by Intelligent Systems. Interesting figure brand name, company. And what I have to say, I'm drawn instantly to the tights pants. I'm sorry, I just think it looks so cool, almost like a ripped burnt effect. The base looks epic, and you've got the jacket as well. Beautiful blue hair. I felt like, you know, when you just feel like you need a specific color blue hair and featured in a figure and you hadn't got much of that recently, that is definitely fulfilling that for me. The overall figure is dynamic, epic, and cool, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I feel like any Fire Emblem fan is gonna love this figure. And I think she's also got a whip extension that's not showing on this version. Like a fire whip. Oh my goodness. I So I didn't get much into D&D when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I'm starting to get more into it. But my first character I designed had a fire whip, kind of like this. It was like a fire acid whip. And that is kind of giving me, like, oh my god, this is epic. I got really into the Fire Emblem franchise just because I hadn't really, experienced it. Like any good thing, you need to experience it in order to have a respect to want to get figures from it. But this, even without having that experience, I absolutely love this figure. I don't want to break my rule of getting a figure from a series that I haven't experienced yet, but this figure is really epic. I love the whole design of it, and it is quite tempting, but I won't get it, but I still think it's very epic. So I just wanted to point out, you've got this ReZero Milia SBM figure by Sega, and it's in like the kind of Puck cosplay. It's kind of casual wear inspired by Puck, I'll say. It's not exactly a cosplay. And I believe Sega also has a Rem and Ram to it, and even though you of course had the Rem first, and everyone's complaining that they want Amelia, and then you got the Ram, and they looks absolutely cute, and then we finally got the Amelia, and everyone seems pretty happy, but you know what? I will be that one person that I was like, no, I am not satisfied. You know from the very beginning who I wanted, and I think still deserves it, is Beatrice. Where is Beatrice's version? Sure, Amelia makes sense, I guess, but there was like an acrylic stand where she's wearing like a Puck outfit with a guitar, and ever since I saw that artwork, I'm like, that would make an epic figure. I think Beatrice is most deserving of all three. I'm sorry, Amelia. So, I don't think I'll get, well, they've done the 3, so they might do the 4th, so there's a lot of hope there. So if anything, the only one I would get would be the Beatrice version. But still. Anyway, moving on from my mini rant. And even though this has been quite talked about, released for a while, it is the ReZero Rem deformed chick figure, premium big. So it's coming out to meet you version. Artistic colouring finish by Provy. Provy sounds kind of groovy. And I initially was like, I don't know if I want a slightly bigger, chibi figure, but the design has grown on me. I think she's super adorable. I'm not sure where I'd put her, but I'm still kind of tempted to get it. She seems cute. Yes, but initially when it came out, I'm like, no, this is something I wouldn't be interested in. But the finished prototype there, I love the colouring, so I might still pick her up. We'll see. Next is, they did a re-release of No Game No Life Jibril B-Style 1/4 bare leg bunny version by Freeing, and this is the first version where she's got her bright pink suit, and I thought for any of you who were interested in getting Jibril, I thought I'd let you know. So yeah, even though I still prefer the version I have, the War Zero version, I would be tempted to get this, except I still prefer the tights version, but it's still another gorgeous version. I would be tempted to get this if they made her facing the opposite direction. Perhaps, but then even still, I'm very happy and satisfied with my current one. The only plus, I think, with the bare leg version of Jibril is the side tattoo you can see more epically, but it's just a shame that it's on the back leg. I don't think they really thought about the design that way, because of course I'm having her face the front because I want to see her gorgeous Fugal face and her eyes. This is just what made me fall in love with the character, her eyes and pink hair. But alas, it's on the other leg. I guess just a terrible decision in the pose, but what can I say? And it would have been, I won't lie though, if they did a different version, that would have been great too. But hey, I'm glad they've made it at least available for anyone else who may have missed out. So there you go. Next is an artwork teaser, Project Sega Colorful Stage, featuring Hatsune Miku, Rose Cage version by Good Smile Company. And this, I think, looks absolutely stunning. Look at her dress design, and you got the rose on her hair, not to mention her hair, which looks like graceful intertwining locks. You're getting some of that Beatrice goodness, like kind of vibe with those gracious locks. And she also posed on the chair as well. I think this artwork illustration is gorgeous, and not to mention, it's in good hands by Good Smile. Definitely stylistic wise will suit my room, so be interesting to see how they go developing this, but I think this definitely will be a figure I'll be picking up if the colours work out well. Beautiful. I have to mention this because it's also teasing. One of my good friends absolutely adores Cardcaptor Sakura, and so when I saw this, I thought of her instantly. You know who you are. But this is the Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card Hen Commemorative Sakura Prisma Wing Prime 1 Studio, and oh my goodness, Prime 1 Studio is pulling out some magnificent designs, and I thought, oh, the price is going to vary, but you know, like the Miku one is a lot better than I thought price-wise. That's the one which is sitting like on the minibar. But this, I can imagine how much this is going to cost. Oh, but look, it looks stunning. Yes, I know, I believe Good Smile have released many beautiful Cardcaptor Sakura's figures, and I feel sorry for collectors who collect her because it would be so hard not to want to buy them all, and the price range is very expensive. So it'll be interesting to see how much this one is, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. You've got the base setting and it all fits in, and how she's jumping up in a cute little pose. I love how they've designed the wings in a kind of spiral as well. Very graceful and gorgeous. Definitely one I think Cardcaptor Sakura fans will have to pick up, so fingers crossed it's a reasonable price for you. Talking of Prime Studio, their No Game No Life Shiro Prisma Wing 1/7 scale. Okay, it seems a little abstract to me, but in the same token, I really love the design. I'm not sure where they got the artwork reference for, but oh my goodness. And I love how they have all the little game pieces in there. You got Rubik's Cube, pool balls, cards, kind of gaming. Oh, and not to mention, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but it's their PC from the series where they're doing the chess game with, well, God. Can't even away the god of that world. And I absolutely love that reference. And the little gaming controller kind of looks like a PS4-5 controller, and not to mention the chess piece. Also, I love how they've gone out of the box of shadings as well. You've got kind of the lighter, almost like light reflection on the dress. And her face looks serious but also smug. I think this is a gorgeous figure. Definitely have to pick it up for my Shiro shrine. Oh my god, I just can't get over those colours. I just know I want all those beautiful colours, whether they make sense or not. Just bam. Now something just completely different to my usual vibe, but I'm a bit of a Batman fan, and I saw this figure and I thought it looked really epic, and that is the Batman Joker Laughing Purple version by Union Creative. And just because it reminds me of the Joker from Arkham City, the video game. That is probably one of my favourite video games. The combat is so fun, the story is magnificent, and Mark Hamill plays the Joker, and he's my favourite Joker voice. And this character for me, I'm not sure which one it's referencing, but it just feels like it captures that Joker in a way, maybe because of his long face design. And even though I'm not sure if I'll get this, I'm still kind of tempted because it looks really cool, and it just brought back a little bit nostalgia from that game for me. Next figure, completely different, getting back to the gorgeous anime waifu feel, is the Paya Pro Characters Hatsune Miku FNext 1/7 2022 Chinese New Year version by Furyu. And oh my goodness, this is stunning. She almost has a really creepy ghost look, and I'm loving that vibe. Her hair is almost like a cloud of mist surrounding her, and her dress as well. Even though I still tempted to get the current New Year's version that is released. I have to see if it's released yet, but I'm still kind of tempted to get that. And I absolutely adore this design, and if the figure comes out and looks very much like this, that would be definitely epic. I'd highly recommend it to anyone. But the thing that stops me with this, you've got the beautiful details, kind of gothic ghost vibe, and you've got the lantern in the tree as well, and I love the snow. But the price point is, I love this figure, but you just have to really want it to pay that price. You know, I'm not saying that it's overpriced. I get a lot of work gets put into these figures. You know, you've got the hand painting, the cleaning up, the sculpt edges, and then not to mention putting it together. But yes, the painting is definitely one of the things that they need to take time to in order to bring these pieces together. And I get that takes a lot of work. This is just a stunning figure, but I probably won't be getting her. And it's not because I don't adore the design. I've got other figures as well I want to get, and unfortunately I just can't get them all. And at that price point too, I gotta watch what I spend like any normal person. So she looks absolutely gorgeous, but I doubt I'll be picking her up. But then again, you know how often I change my mind. So we'll see how we go. Now I had to include this because I think this, it's Uma Masumi Pretty Derpy Rice Shower by Bondi Spirits. And I think this is like a horse girl, Kentucky Derby or whatever, like a horse girl anime. They got these cute little ears and tails, and I think the designs are super cute, but I won't lie, as soon as I saw it, I just thought of Anime Please 123 straight away. So, yeah. Looks super cute, and if you like the anime, yeah, there you go. It's nice to know that they're getting some figures. Talking about other prize figures, yes, we got another ReZero Rem Celestial Vivi by Bondi Spirits. I want to include this one because I thought it was a gorgeous summer version. You know, you've had the casual ones where she's holding the hat, or I don't know, I just feel like compared to the other summer versions, this feels a bit more fresh and more like Rem, in my opinion. Something she might actually wear in the anime. And I think they did a Ram as well, so that I'm tempted to get them both, just because they're cute little beach figures for my little... I have like a little beach shelf, and even though I do have Rem in a beach attire, still kind of tempted to get it. I still may not, but I thought the figure looks very, very pretty. And if you need to feel that Rem swimsuit vibe, I think that one would be a cute addition or suggestion. Moving on to a very exciting No Game No Life Shiro Taito prize figure. Shiro, not only Albedo is getting a prize figure, but Shiro is also getting a prize figure. Thank you so much, Taito. And this one looks so gorgeous. I can see that they've tried to put in as many colours as they can. Honestly, I would love a little bit of orange in the yellow tie at the front. But if they make her hair look as good as the prototype, then I am completely sold. She seems like a kind of different style almost with her face, but I don't hate it. I think it's very sweet, and I love the texture that they've put on her uniform as well. Definitely pre-order, grab. I can't wait to get this because she looks absolutely gorgeous. So unexpected. Oh my goodness. Same with the Albedo, but I'm just especially excited because unlike the Albedo that doesn't have any wings, Shiro looks like as she would be portrayed in the anime. So I love that. She is super cute. She is super adorable, and I can't wait to see how she turns out. Next figure, or figure set, dare I say, is the ReZero Rem and Ram KD Cully 17th birthday version 2021 version by Kadikawa. I was very tempted to get the previous birthday versions, but now I'm thinking instead of getting that one, I'm actually very tempted to get this one. Not just because of their gorgeous lights, but I love the design, and Ram with the cheeky little just tongue on the side there. Their dresses are beautiful. You got that dynamic pose, even though they still seem quite simple, but it's kind of a more simplified, gorgeous idol feel, and I am digging it. I love it so much. Not to mention the previous birthday version is getting, it's not too bad price-wise, but I don't know if I would have both, so it's sort of still a battle between which version would I like, and I'm kind of leaning more towards this version because I love the face sculpts and the paintwork on these. The expressions is probably what's just killing it for me, but that's just, oh my goodness. And you can see they've got the opposite colour bows on their dresses as well, complementing themselves. So, oh, gorgeous. And the lights feature probably would be pretty fun to play around with as well. Though I'm just more pumped about their beautiful face expressions because they just look so exciting and crazy, which, as you probably know by now, I love exciting, crazy faces, or just very smug, graceful. But just extreme faces are just an absolute win for me. Now looking at the same series, ReZero Echidna FNex 17th China dress version by Furio. And not only do they have Echidna, but they also have Emilia as well. And I won't lie, I did love the first Rem and Ram at first. The Ram one, I didn't quite like the pose. The Rem, I thought was quite epic, and I was tempted to get her. But I'm glad... She looks epic, but what I just can't get over, the amount of stands she needs for her morning star. That just ruins it for me because it draws away the attention from the figure to the stand, and you just want the epic figure to stand out whether or not you have a stand, and some figures just do that very well, but this one just does not do that very well. The other thing with this too is, I know they're kind of going for this thicker tights feel, but I just imagine without tights, this would look so much more gorgeous in my opinion, or with more fishnets, like as in just lighter tights, just not as dark, because I feel like you're losing a bit of the edging of the lovely dimension of the sculpt as well as the colouring of that flesh tone. So it's a little bit of a waste, but I do, out of all of them, I think the Echidna one and the Amelia are better, especially the Echidna. And even though I have them almost every single Echidna figure, I doubt I will be picking up this one just because, yeah, no, I won't pick a figure up unless, of course, I absolutely adore it or have a good reason for getting it, and I just feel like I don't have a good reason for getting this, despite it looking beautiful. But yeah, it's just that leg thing, I just feel. And yes, you know, you could be like, oh, well, buy the figure, cut off the tights, and maybe if I earned more money, I would be tempted to do that, but we'll see. And Amelia one, Puck looks super adorable, and I love Amelia's face as well, her hair. But again, I just think the tights just take away from it. And I love tights, but more of the fishnet clear view. You know, you gotta still tease that leg a little bit, dare I say. Moving on, and this, oh my goodness. Overlord, yes, it's another Albedo, F-Nex 1/4 Neon Negyu, is it? Furio Yoshitoku? Furio Yoshitoku? Sorry if I butchered that, but this is the figure I am most excited for. This prototype. I've been so tempted to get the Rem, and I might still hopefully get her sometime, even though they're releasing the Rem soon. Oh, this kimono dress line I absolutely adore. And they're doing an Albedo version. Oh, of course they had to pull out an Albedo version. Oh, this is breathtaking. She's just a prototype, but the kimono. I love the design of the kimono, not to mention the fabric too. They've got that kind of theme, the spider as well. They're going on the greys, the black and the red and the white, just to really bring out her character's colours, but in a different form, suiting her absolutely perfectly. Not to mention, look at her wing design. It kind of enthralls her in a kind of, they've got like a twisted flow version going up there. You got the wing coming down, then the other one just flowing up with the wind. Her hair, not to mention her hair pieces, and the fan. The pose is dynamic and gorgeous. Her expression, I can't wait to see this painted. It's gonna break my bank account, but I'm gonna have to get this. Like, the Rem one I held off on, and I'm still kind of searching for that in the aftermarket because the price has actually got a little bit better in my opinion. Oh, but I'm gonna have to get this because this is just absolutely stunning. I can't get hyped enough out of this. I'm gonna have to get her. I don't know how I'm gonna get this, but I have to get this because how can I not look at her? That grace. And it's Albedo, god damn it! You just have to pull out an Urza, and I'm like, okay, alright, I'm gonna have to sell my organs now, I guess. Oh, okay. Moving on. Too much Albedo, guys. I'm just getting overwhelmed. Now moving on to something else, not really up my alley, but I'm loving the pink vibe. This is a illustration teaser by Aniplex, Fate Grand Order Tamayo Vich Assassin by Aniplex, and I absolutely love the black and pink work on this. I don't know what it is about the design, but I think it looks absolutely epic. I love Catwoman, as you know, I love Batman, I love the Catwoman feel, and you kind of got this cheeky pink fox, and though I probably won't obviously get this, I don't collect Fate Order, but for Fate Order fans, I think this would be an exciting epic figure. This figure form probably will look really, really gorgeous. Let's hope they pull it off. Next figure, and it is! Sorry to taunt you again, Cardcaptor Sakura fans, but this is an E-string Cardcaptor figure. So this will be quite interesting to see how this turns out, because so far from the prototype image, it's not looking that detailed. Like, I'm getting the vibe, but still I feel like when you see something like this, you're like, okay, it's got potential, but being Shibio Scramble, you'd think it would be more epically detailed. Do you know what I mean? You need more pieces sticking out of the base or whatnot. So, be interesting to see how they pull this one off. I hope they do it justice. But at this stage, I feel like the Prime Studio one is kind of winning dimensional form, but we still have not seen the final product, so we'll leave that on the pending shelf, I guess, to see how well that turns out. Next figure is another Miku figure, and this is the Hatsune Miku 1/7 commemorative figure by Sprittle. And I will say, when I first saw the image, I was like, oh, Miku in her outfit on a throne. I feel like this would be really epic idea design, and you've got flowers behind it as well. I wonder if they will include that on the figure. But the thing that's kind of getting me at the moment is, and I think it's just how well they've done the illustration. The illustration does not look in proportion. The left hand, let me see, the left hand just looks a little weird, and how she's sitting just looks a little weird, and I guess this is commemorative one, so that's maybe why she has her original outfit. But I personally would have liked to see her in more royal attire. And it'll be interesting how the sculptors interpret how she's posed, because how she's sitting like that, she's sitting on the armrest, and I feel like if she's sitting in the throne properly, that would have looked more epic in my opinion. So there's my few critiques on this. It could be an epic figure, but from the perspective, depending how they're going to sculpt this, is going to be a make or break of this, I feel. Yeah, no, it has great potential, but there are my few little things, but nitpicky things. But we'll just have to see how that goes. So that is also on the pending shelf to see how that one turns out. Talking of potential, this kind of gets me tempted to get into Black Rock Shooter. So I did try the anime. I love the music videos, but I couldn't really get into the anime. I might have to try it again. If not, I do adore the character designs though, and this figure by Sprittle, the downfall version, just looks like it's going to be incredible. Oh my goodness, you've got the awesome bike, she's falling and she has this epic gun. Oh my goodness, and then you got that hair flick at the back too. This is gonna be, I feel like this is gonna be either a figure or like absolutely mind-blowing epic figure. So I hope that turns out really well, because I know Black Rock Shooter community is super thrilled with all these new figures, and I'm so glad too, because man, they look so epic. Kind of makes me tempted to want to collect them. And this is the most teasersome of all, but I just squealed when I saw this announcement. And it's a Madoka Magica Homura and Madoka by Shibuya Scramble E-Stream. So they're going to do 2 figures of them, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I didn't want to get any more E-Stream because they're quite large figures. I actually cancelled one of my pre-orders, and that was the Shaltia Blood Fallen version, because I kind of fell out of love. I might talk about that on a different video, but I'm still keeping my Albedo, of course. I can't wait to get her. And I've set up specific places where I'm going to put them, such as the crystal dress room I got. I had a place for her specifically. But now I'm going to have to find a space, because even though I may not get Madoka, I definitely have to get my waifu Homura. And I really hope they're going to do her, like her cute Moe version with the glasses is gorgeous, but I really want her badass hardcore version. Please deliver on that, because you've got the pop-up parade version that has her glasses, and even though that looks super cute, I would have preferred her more badass version, and they might still deliver that, but I just, moving on, but that I'm super excited to see what potential that has. Like, what form are they going to do? Just normal form? Are they going to do all the girls? Hopefully, I don't know if they want them to do all the girls, because that's going to be like a wallet break. I'd have to get them, especially Kyoko. She's my second favorite character, and that would just, I don't know, like redheads. I can't help it. Moving on, and I just thought this would be interesting to have a look at, and it's a Rem figure. ReZero Rem by Union Creative, and it is like a wedding figure, even though I would debate that she would look more as a bridesmaid than an actual bride. I don't know, I just feel like for Union Creative, they could have just done something a bit different. Like, it's not really their style, I feel, but then again, maybe I'd have to look more into it. She does look gorgeous, but she looks more of a prize figure in my feel. I'm sorry to say that. It's like the new wedding dress Rem that just came out. I think it's gorgeous. I kind of was tempted to get it, but I feel like this figure, if they gave her, keep the look. I love the face design. I love the light feel. If they gave her a longer train, like a longer dress and a longer, train on top of her head, whatnot, with that pose, and maybe some more embellishments with lace in that would be a winning killer figure. I know you miss out on some leg, but maybe you could just have a little bit of a peek through from the front or the side. But I don't care about that. If you had that dress and that longer train piece, that would have, I feel like that would have just, that would have made my dream Rem wedding figure. That's what I think when I look at this, so yeah. What else can I really say? And with that, I think I've talked about almost just over 30 figures, and I can't believe it's already 40 minutes. I've cut the video back a little bit. Actually, I thought I'd make it a 2-part, so I've just looked at too many figures. I thought it wouldn't take as much time. So there's going to be a part 2 next week, of course, with heaps more exciting figures that some of them I did already pre-order, that I can't wait to share with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to take care, treat yourself, and until I see you again, see you next week. Bye!